Oh, hello there. I'm penryn artist Sam Bradbury, and I'm going to show you in this workshop how to make your very own bookmark as part of Falmouth Library's Summer Reading Challenge. Right, so what exactly is a biting bookmark? Well, it does exactly what it says it does. It bites the corner of the page that you're on in your book to keep your place. So here we go, I've got a book just here to show you how it works. So if I take this bookmark and I just pop it onto the corner, and there we go. Keeps your page lovely. Now then, before we start, you might want to think about what kind of bookmark you're going to make. Is it going to be based on your favourite genre? So for instance here I've done a robot to go for my love of sci-fi. You might want some sort of goblin or monster if you like action or fantasy. You might want to do an animal. You might want to do a character from your favourite book. You can do whatever you like. So for instance this one, you can add horns and things, teeth, ears. It's really up to you, and make it as silly and imaginative as you possibly can. So before we start, let's have a look at what we'll need. Let's get our materials together. You'll need a glue stick, a pair of scissors. If you don't have any safety scissors or school scissors, and these are a little bit sharp, you might need to ask an adult to help you cut some things out later on. You'll need some squared paper. If you don't have squared paper, I'll be showing you how to make a piece of squared paper from an ordinary piece of A4 or other size paper you've got very, very easily when we get started. You'll also need coloured pens and things for decoration later on, and something to stick on to make your eyes, horns, ears, teeth, nose, whatever you want to add to your bookmark. You're going to need bits of paper and things to stick on. So it could be old scrap pieces of wrapping paper or tin foil or wallpaper, or you could even use just old magazine and newspaper clippings. You get all sorts of different lovely bits in magazines and newspapers, or comics as well. So really just use whatever you've got around the house. You might have some coloured paper and things you can cut out, or you might have to go rummaging through recycling and see what you've got as well. So now we know what we need, you can pause the video, grab these bits, and then we'll get started. Now then, to begin with, we're going to need to know how to fold our piece of paper into a biting bookmark. Now, as I said, if you don't have a piece of squared paper at all, don't worry. If you take an ordinary piece of paper, you can turn it into a square. You can see I've started on this one already. Just take one corner and fold it until you've got a straight line across here. Move it up to that line, and then simply cut along this length there, and you should end up with a piece that's perfectly square. Now luckily I've got plenty of squared paper, so I'm going to show you now how to fold it into a bookmark. So to start with, take two corners and make them meet. Increase that along them there like that, so you should end up with a triangle. So we've just folded that in half. Next, take the top and just take the top piece of paper and fold it down to the middle. Next you're going to take these corners and you're going to bring those to the middle as well. There we go. Now these aren't going to stay here, but they'll help to fold it in just a moment. So you need to fold them back out and bring each corner to the top. Once you've got it there, crease along the side and the other one. There we go. Now then, you should have a smaller square, but as you notice, it's not looking very bitey at the minute, it's looking a bit floppy. What you need to do is open it up a little and you'll see you can fold these into the bottom like that. So you can see I've done one side and the other. You might need to press it down. There you go. And there you go. One biting bookmark. Now comes the fun bit, decorating it. Right, now we're ready to decorate. As you can see, I've already started this one here just as a bit of an example, and I'll be using that to help explain what we're doing as we go along. But as you can see, this one here is still completely plain. So let's decorate it. And as I said before, you can use anything you have around the house. I mentioned that you can use different coloured papers and things, but if you want to add maybe feathers, you might add some little feathers sticking out the top, or bits of wool, bits of string for tentacles or anything like that, then you're very welcome to do so. I'm going to stick with just paper for now, although I might change my mind, I might add some little bits later on. So this character needs some eyes. Now it's a very simple, very little tip of how you can get eyes that look roughly the same size. If that is what you want, you might want different sized eyes, make it a really silly squad creature. Now then, so I've folded my piece of paper in half, and then that way, when I cut out a circle, they should be the same size. Maybe not perfectly round, but I think they look great. Now then, I'm going to stick those down in just a moment, but I also want to give my character a tongue, much like this one. So I'll show you how I did that, because what you don't want to do is stick teeth or a tongue on your creature and then find out that you've stuck it so much that it doesn't open up and doesn't work as a bookmark. So to begin with, let's cut out a shape. I'm giving mine a tongue, but you might want to give it teeth. You might want to give it a little speech bubble. You can put whatever you want in that mouth to help create your character. So here's our tongue, and I want that to be inside the mouth there. So all I'll do is take my glue, and I want to glue just a little bit along the top edge of that tongue. Ooh, little bit. There you go. And I'll just slide it in that mouth and push down. I'll glue the eyes on while I'm here as well. Don't need a lot of glue with these. There we are. Fantastic. So as you can see, when I glue that in, I want it so it's able to still open. Last thing you want is to make your bookmark and then find out that it's stuck together, it doesn't open up. Or, and this is a real good tip, make sure it dries before you use it as a bookmark. If you've still got glue inside here and you stick it on a page of a book, it might be stuck there forever. You don't want that. No, they're looking pretty good. And I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to give them horns or anything at the minute. Just going to keep it simple, but I'll show you how you can make them pretty crazy in just a moment. Here we go. Here's a couple that we've done. Now I'm ready to add some detail. So I've got all my pens, and as I said, you can use pencils and things if you'd rather. You can use whatever you like. I always find black to be the best for eyes and details in the tongue and things like that. So here we go. I'm just going to do a little line down the tongue. And I think I'm going to give him some big blue eyes. Here we are. You can take your time and make it look really amazing. I'm just rushing through this to show you very quickly. There we go, they look a little bit more 3D. Wonderful, I think that's looking really good. Now then, he's starting to look like he's finished. But what I'm going to do now is show you how you can make them even better using some other things that you might have to help around the home. Just to finish off this video, I thought I'd show you a couple of little things you could do with whatever you might have lying around the house. You might have to have a little search in some drawers or in your kind of arty boxes and things like that you might have, just for things you can use to make your bookmarks even crazier. So here you go, you can see on this one I've given it some bits of wool for ears, or I don't know what they are, but they're brilliant. Or you can add this one. I took its paper tongue out and I used an old water bomb. So instead of using it to fill up with water and throw at my unsuspecting neighbours, I've chosen instead to use it as this guy's tongue. And I've also given him a little feather on the top as well. But you can use anything, but just make sure that it's something that's completely flat. It needs to be as flat as the paper is, so that the book can close. Otherwise, if you use things like googly eyes or anything that's kind of slightly more raised, then your book isn't going to close and it's not really going to work as a bookmark. So there you go. That is how to make an origami biting bookmark. And you can do whatever you like. Just use your imagination and go crazy. I'll be really interested to see what you do at home, and those of you who have been taking part, if you'd like to show them off, then please do send some photos to Falmouth Library and to myself, Sam Bradbury Art as well, so that I can see what you've been doing. I'll be really interested to see and excited to see what you've been making. And if you'd like to take part in some more of these art workshops, there's some more taking place over the course of the summer as part of the Summer Reading Challenge. So please do check out Falmouth Library's Facebook page for more details, and Sam Bradbury Art as well for more amazing art workshops.